Hello YouTube. Definitely not a video that I was hoping or expecting to make on this channel at all, ever. If anyone's seen the Instagram video that I put on Friday, this is, I guess, an extended version of that, I guess. So yeah, just to shed some light on the situation for anyone that's not been in the loop. On the 29th of June, my last show, I competed. The drug test came back positive for a substance I've never heard of, ostranine, and yeah, it's broken me. I'm not gonna lie. I can laugh and smile about it a little bit more now because it's been, nearly a week and a half. The first initial shock really hit hard. I think the abuse, the comments, the hate, the tagging family members on posts, tagging my mum saying you've raised to cheat, tagging my girlfriend saying I hope he doesn't cheat on you in real life, like all these things. Like honestly, if I didn't have good people around me, yeah, I was lost, very very lost, and just felt like my whole year of hard work, which I've committed absolutely everything to, had just been taken away from me in a matter of minutes. And I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy what I've just been through this past week. But super grateful for everyone that's been so supportive, and the support has been overwhelming. Not only from family members, friends, clients, but competitors that I stood on stage next to, who I've only known for a short period of time. And just if anyone knows me would know it's not in my character to do anything like this to jeopardize my placing within bodybuilding, and more importantly to jeopardize my whole livelihood and career, and something that I'm so passionate about. I wouldn't do it, and I can't believe I'm again having to make a video like this to kind of tell the story. It feels surreal, like something that I've been so passionate about, and like my whole get up and go in the morning is to continually kind of to progress in every area that I can in life. And for the last week I was getting out of bed at like 10 o'clock and not wanting to get out of bed to avoid going on my phone because I didn't want to see any more messages or comments on posts from months ago. And yeah, it's been a crazy week, and like I say, very fortunate to have been going on holiday because I think it was a good distraction at the time. But yeah, like obviously the federation have been very unprofessional with how they've approached matters. They sent me a message last Monday on the 4th of August to say that obviously you've been disqualified. A banned substance has been found within the urine test. You've tested positive, and like I said on the Instagram, the only thing that I did different between my second show, which I tested negative and passed that test completely fine, and the third show 20 days later, was I took a different powdered pump product, and the first two shows I took a capsule pump product. That is the only thing I can think of. Equally, the way that the federation have handled this is they gave me, in the initial email and message, you've got 72 hours to appeal this, in which I replied instantly and said, yes, of course I appeal. I've never done anything like this in life, let alone would I jeopardize my placing within bodybuilding and take away from other people's hard work. Like it's just not in my nature to do that. I've just won my second show. Why would I then take something from my third show to try and win again? I've just proven that I've won within the second show. So obviously I appealed straight away. I was in the gym at the time and I phoned Hannah, and just straight away said I feel sick. And I was like, I saw what happened last month with the PCA and how they posted it online about someone else, and yeah, that obviously happened to me within 10 minutes. And the comments, the tags, the messages that I was getting, it's horrible. I wouldn't wish that upon anyone at all ever in life. It was just heartbreaking. But yeah, I obviously appealed. They posted it 10 minutes after. They didn't actually give me chance to reply, nor did they even say like, you've got a bit of time to actually, appeal, or here's the results to show you. So, further, a few days after this, I questioned it, of course, straight away. I asked for the results, the lab results, the analytic report. to actually see this in writing, because I didn't believe it was me. And the first very strange kind of issue was that the initial date that they sent me on the lab report or the test result was from the 19th of May, and I didn't do my PCA show until the 29th of June. So from the very first moment, something wasn't sitting right with me. So I obviously questioned it straight away. And the replies were very delayed. I asked multiple times, could I phone someone to actually speak to someone verbally, as opposed to just someone on the admin team, which they seemed the best approach, obviously, at the time. Again, no replies, no, here's a number that you can contact to kind of query this. It was very much, you've tested positive, you're disqualified for life, we're going to, throw your name under the bus and slander you on Instagram, which is very much what it felt like. So yeah, obviously the first initial strange thing that happened was the date was wrong. And then obviously, that's always a slight red flag from the off. So then obviously I queried this. They said it was obviously a discrepancy within the dates that the lab had got wrong, even though in the same email they said how thorough they are with detail and inspections, etc. So obviously back and forth for about a week. I asked if I could see the lab results and asked for the chain of custody reports. As this is obviously standard protocol, after seeking further kind of counsel and advice, I kind of now know the process of how it should be handled. And they, within, days, just kept sending me invoices for because obviously I appealed straight away, so I wanted the test be done, the retest. They sent me an invoice for that for, £1,300 to be there in person. And then they sent me an invoice for the lab results and the chain of custody result, or the chain of custody reports, for £280. And then again, after seeking further advice, I knew that this should be given to you as part of your entry fees for the competition, and also your membership fee as well. So again, back and forth. A couple days later, again, they sent me them, because I obviously kind of almost caught them out. And this is what it feels like. I feel like they've jumped the gun and they've seen what good engagement a post like this gets. So from my own opinion, I feel like they've just they wanted to post this straight away because they know they get good likes, they know they get good comments and engagement, and they also want to feel like they are doing the right thing as a federation. They're catching people out, and albeit some people may have been taking things in the previous shows, but like I say, I categorically haven't taken anything. So yeah, it seemed like it was a very big form of kind of clickbait, in my opinion, and many others' opinion. And this is why the support means a lot, because I feel like I was going insane at the time. So yeah, they then, again, probably about a week later, after I said that this should be given to me, it's my kind of rights as an athlete to kind of get these reports and results, they've then sent me them, and they didn't charge me this time. However, they are charging me for everything else, but they've now not charged me. So again, they're kind of going back on the word. They said initially that I needed to pay for something like this, and then they just sent me it for free. And again, seeking from other people and further advice that these results should have been given to me upon the the initial kind of email that I got to say that you've tested positive, whereas they've just said you've tested positive in a cover letter and posted it on Instagram straight away. Whereas in reality, they should give you the 72 hours to appeal. They should also share the lab results with you and talk you through it on what's substance has come up. And this wasn't the process at all. I finally got the lab results and the chain of custody report on the 12th of August, 2 days ago. And for me, that tells me that they've posted a positive result on the basis that they've just seen the cover letter and not actually seen or reviewed the analytic lab report themselves or any of the chain of custody. So it seems like they were just trying to post it as quick as they could without actually having any care or thought towards my well-being, firstly. So yeah, the whole process has been crazy and just very wrong from a lot of different perspectives. And from like a professional standpoint, so many protocols have been out of place And obviously the next steps for myself are, I finally got the results back. Yes, it says they're positive. It doesn't mean anything to me, the lab results, though, because I don't understand what I'm looking for, to be honest. So of course I'm still going ahead with the test B, which has now been paid for. Again, none of this is cheap, but when I've done nothing wrong, I have to prove my innocence somehow. So yeah, the test B has been paid for today, so that hopefully will be sent off tomorrow, and then hopefully get the results back for that next week at some point potentially, or maybe the week after. I'm not sure how long this kind of takes. Again, all very new to me and something that I never dreamed of being in this situation. But yeah, obviously everything is in place for the next steps. Obviously the test B is obviously from the same urine sample as test A. So again, I'm not 100% sure how it works, the ins and outs. But obviously, if this does come back negative, fantastic. But obviously with it being the same urine sample, it's likely that it is going to come back positive again. So like I said at the start of this video, the only difference in terms of my prep or routine was that I took a different form of protein pump product pre-stage, which again was from a local brand. So again, if this comes back positive, the test B, I will then get the supplement tested itself to see if there's any cross-contamination, which is something that is very common, unfortunately. And again, this is something I haven't been aware of. I didn't realise that I had to read and analyse the potential contaminated products within a product, because it's just something that you wouldn't think of doing when you buy a supplement. You don't expect it to be contaminated with something that's potentially going to ruin your whole life, basically. So yeah, if it comes back positive next week or the week after, whenever it is, I will then get the supplement tested as well, because again, I hand on heart say to everyone listening to this, I've done absolutely nothing wrong, categorically, and will stand by that and prove my innocence right to the very end. So again, I can't thank the over 100 people who have been so supportive, from competitors to clients to friends to family to other federations. Thank you very much. It means a lot, and like I say, I'm trying to keep this as raw and honest and transparent as possible, because I need to clear my name. It's something I just wouldn't do or ever dream of. And if anything, I'm going to use this channel, Instagram and YouTube, to kind of help not to happen again to anyone else, because it's been a really tough time. But yeah, thank you for even tuning into this. I know it's it's a lot, obviously, for me, but I can imagine that other people might see this in a strange way as well. But again, like I say, I'm just going to try and be honest and raw. I'm not going to hide away from it, because I know I've done nothing wrong. So I just want to try and update you as I go through the whole process as well, and as each different event happens, I'll update you as well. So yeah, thank you so far.